shift gears completely with the next track, which is The Best I Can featuring Rhapsody. It starts off with an intro skit, which sets the table perfectly. I think Rhapsody is one of the most talented artists in the game today, and I haven't yet heard a song from her that I haven't liked. What's striking here are the brutally honest lyrics coming from both her and Busta when they talk about the drama that can pop off when relationships fail and a child is involved. It's rare to hear a woman be so critical of her own past actions and admit all the petty things she did, like you hear on this song. The writing is so good that you don't know how real it is or how much actual experience they are drawing from. But there is a sharpness to the writing that indicates that they both have an excellent personal understanding of the material, and it makes for a superb listen.
No, I ain't perfect. I could be a better dad and dealing with you helped me find a strength I never thought I had, and I wanna. Yes, I wanna.
Ninth Wonder joins the all-star cast of producers on ELE2 with his work on this track. Busta Rhymes reconnects with Mariah Carey after their smash I Know What You Want for another go-around and a similar duet on Where I Belong. While it might not be the super smash that the predecessor was, it's still a really good song in its own right. And if they release it as a single after this first barrage of songs that they released, I think it could be another hit. It's catchy enough that you aren't looking to skip it and replay I Know What You Want. It stands solidly on its own. When you hear it, you won't be thinking that they did it before, you'll be thinking that they did it again. The same cannot be said for the next track, Deep Thought. I'm always tough on songs that use the same beat as a classic song. Deep Thought isn't a bad song, but it made me want to shut it off and play In the Ghetto by Eric B. and Rakim, because that song is legendary to me. It's like how crazy it would be if someone tried to do a new song over the beat of Cream. Unless it had the best hook and lyrics ever, you'd probably be stopping it halfway through and heading back to the 36 chambers. This song is fine, and if you don't know In the Ghetto, you probably wouldn't have the same bias against it that I do, but if you don't know that song, do yourself a favor and listen to it. For all those who don't know about the legendary duo of Eric B. and Rakim, I'll be doing a countdown soon, and I'll get you up to speed. The next track, The Young God Speaks, serves as an intro to Look Over Your Shoulder, which has proven to be enormously popular due to the fact that it features Kendrick Lamar, and there's a tremendous amount of demand for new work from him. His verse had apparently been written earlier, but it's still good, but Busta Rhymes goes ham here. I reacted to this song and to Czar, so you can check those links out in the description for more info, but I'll definitely reiterate the fact that it's clear that Busta brought his absolute A-game for this song, most likely because he knew he'd be working with Kendrick, and it's fair to say that not only did he hold his own, but he owned the track. Busta cooked with love on this track, just like he does throughout this album, and there's not only talent, but joy in his performance of his verse. They get full use of the license of the song, using both young pictures of Michael Jackson and his voice prominently throughout the hook and intro. Busta teams up with another frequent collaborator in Mary J. Blige for You Will Never Find Another Me. And just like with the Mariah song, it works perfect. It's clear by listening to this album that when Busta sits down and prepares to do a song with another artist, he thinks about how to showcase their strengths and talents and then fits his contribution to the song to complement them. The result is that the other artists always sound great, and each song has a different style, which makes for a balanced and enjoyable album overall. It also affirms why Busta Rhymes has such a great reputation as a collaborator. Other artists respect the fact that it'll let them shine, and that the songs will always come out well. Mary J. Blige definitely shines here, as this soulful track reminds everybody of what she can do and why she gains the respect that she does. It's a perfect lead-in to track 21, Freedom, featuring Nikki Greer. This is the most powerful song on the album, and I think it's the best one too. The lyrics and performances convey the pain felt by the black community in this day and age very eloquently. This is another example of how Busta Rhymes brought a lot more meaning to his songs on this album. This is the deepest, most heartfelt, haunting, and poignant song on the album, and one of the best songs of the year. Personally, I would have ended the album right there on its most powerful note, but there's one more track, Satanic. It's not a bad track, and it ends the album reinforcing the apocalyptic theme of the project. I just think it would have worked better at the beginning of the album alongside tracks like the intro, Purge, and Strap Yourself Down. But I guess he wanted to break those songs up and end on that note. I would have ended it with Freedom and perhaps a more serious, downbeat outro by Chris Rock, because he has the talent to not just be a hype man, but to deliver a more dramatic finish, but he decided to go that route. The reason that this is the best album of the year, and the best of Busta Rhymes' career, is that it's clear that he set his mind to deliver an album which showcased his full arsenal of talents and styles, and also responded to criticisms of his earlier work. His albums were known as being inconsistent, but this one is strong all the way through, with few exceptions. There is meaning and purpose to many of the tracks which was absent in his previous work. But on top of that, he still delivers fun pop singles and collabs with some of the top artists of the day. It's very rare, especially this deep into an artist's career, that an artist addresses his critics so completely and successfully, finally realizing his complete potential. He took his time to do it. Normally when artists take this long to complete something, it's overworked and lacks spontaneity and creativity. But that's the opposite here. It's an absolutely phenomenal album. Originally, my final score was 98. I took 1 point off for the fact that it could have been edited down and refined a bit, and another just for the selfish hope that he might try one more time, and we could all benefit from that. But then I decided to add the points back. One for the fact that it's the most successful and organized record release I've ever seen. There are already official videos for 5 of the songs, and the ones that don't have them have unique and well-conceived visualizers. And then one more point for the fact that he addressed all the issues that the previous albums had, head on. So, it's my first perfect score of 100, and it is well deserved. I don't want it to be over, but if he does choose to make this his last album, he'd be going out on a higher note than any other rapper in history. So thank you to Mr. Trevor George Smith Jr., aka Busta Rhymes, for this incredible work of art. It's clear that it's successful due to the obvious amount of hard work and effort put into it, and I truly respect and admire that. Here's my ordered list of my favorite songs on this album. We've got about 6 weeks left in 2020. I'm sure we'll all be happy to see it go. But feel free to nominate another rap album for Album of the Year in 2020, and I'll give it a listen if I haven't already heard it. Representing hard work and talent, and inspired by artists that cook with love, like Busta Rhymes did here, I am Sean the Storm Grant, #stormpinball. Thanking you for your time, and reminding you that the most powerful word in the English language is decide. If you decide to achieve a goal, you won't stop until you do. You will overcome all obstacles and adversity because you have decided that you will succeed. So pick a good dream, convert your thoughts into actions, and decide to honor your commitment to your goal, and you will be victorious. Peace.